All right, we're back. Another week, new week. I think we should use this song in our intro. Or if you DJ or I DJ, I mean, I don't want to take it because you're the one that played the song.
Nah, it's gonna be the pod intro.
Yeah, but imagine DJing. You just throw that on. You throw this on. I'll be. No, open up with that because everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Dun. Or remix it.
I think it's too throwback. Like you ask anybody what's a VHS anymore, they don't know. What's a burnt disc? They don't know.
That's the good part because it'll sound new to everybody. To the kids, it's gonna sound
That's
new.
true. It's
I was
true.
listening to a podcast today, Will Clark's podcast, and he was talking about it with I forgot who it was. That there's a lot of '80s tech house remixes or edits coming out now, and that all the kids on TikTok love it because they've never heard those old songs, so they're new to them. And it's supposedly it's big on TikTok. I haven't checked, but it's supposedly popping on TikTok, like billions of impressions of these remixes.
I think like 80s is gonna be production wise like the 70s was for the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, right? They stem so many tracks. Like "I'll Be Good," right? There's a Jay-Z's track with it. There's a whole bunch of remixes using that type of like the stems from it. Like any like Biggie songs all stem from R&B, like beats. So I think that's gonna like
70s.
eventually, kind of take over. That's gonna be the 80s, So like all the like best way to put it is the Vice City songs that everyone like would love over the years. Or like what was the one that's like so popular now? Isla Bonita.
Is it Madonna?
Yeah, Madonna. That's being remixed like crazy now. That's the 80s.
I haven't heard it at all.
What? I'm
who
pretty
remixed
sure there's like one track by Wade about with it.
Probably that dude's remixing everything.
I'm not Wade anymore on this podcast.
Universal, big label dude. Yeah,
bro, I want to hear Wade.
Let's get Wade on the podcast.
Not fucking Wade the DJ.
Let's get Wade on the podcast.
He's the what happened? He's the industry. He's the fucking what do they call them? The industry, like when the industry plant. He's a plant.
Oh yeah.
It's like all these motherfuckers.
Actually, Will Clark podcast. They were talking about that too today. I was listening about how the labels have now gotten behind some of these DJs like Wade, and they just fucking pushed them out into the stratosphere. But yeah, I don't want to fucking talk about that shit either, man. That's a whole.
It's all genres of music, right? Hip hop, Atlantic, Cardi B being pushed, all these random like cats like Lil Pump or whoever it is. Atlantic's behind it. Mm-hmm. All these meme stars. What's her name? Bad Barbie with Atlantic, $10 million deal.
Well, like, she has a rap. She has a rap album coming out.
She already has one.
Bad Baby. The chick.
Bad Barbie, the little girl who cursed out Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, what did she say to Dr. Phil? Oh, Catch Me Outside?
Yeah, like, Catch Me Outside, how about that, girl?
Bro, that's got to be one of the dumbest stories in America, bro. Like, some stupidity like that blew up, and she's a gazillionaire now.
No, the dumber you are, the richer you are these days. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I don't want to hear women complain that they have it hard because it's pretty easy for a lot of women out there these days.
I think, whether you're a guy, a girl, level of stupidity or how much of a fool you make of yourself on the internet, or, the virality of it, as they call it, right? That's the only, like, stepping stone to some sort of, like, overnight wealth, right? Like, whatever happens to these nuts guy, like, now he's, like, he has no teeth. He's shooting by himself. Like, what happens to that guy? What happens to these guys? Like, it's also, like, exploiting, like, people with, like, mental issues or some deformities. Like the guy that has no teeth. Like, the one guy who did it, who exploited them all, was that guy, Supreme Patty. He made, like, an army of, like, disabled people, like, that made them viral. Which is a nice thing. Oh, what about the long neck kid? Like, what fucking happened to him? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They just get, and spit out all the time. Like, that whole, like, kind of, using the virality of them.
Yeah,
This is
it's a
who's getting
machine.
on them. He signs them.
Yo,
And
he
he
was
probably
he
gives them
was fuck, what was he doing? He was hosting strip clubs for some time. Remember that?
Yeah, that's another thing. These viral fucking dudes, like they don't, they've probably never been to a strip club and they're hosting it. You know, he just gets on there, like, these nuts guy, these nuts. Everyone laughs, and they probably give him like 1,000 singles, and then he throws the money. Like, you know, it's
No.
probably part of the pay. Like, here's a rack of singles, but you got to throw it at the girls. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that no more though. That kind of died. That died real quick with it.
Yeah.
Not so much like even rappers, but and the strip clubs in general just changed like crazy, right? Now it's just like scammers throwing their entire like earnings. They're probably gonna face federal charges with, you know what I'm saying, doing bank fraud, throwing thousands of dollars at these star tenders.
That's crazy, man. And then they go off and
I don't see a
they get
these nuts guy there throwing singles no more. Or a regular guy. Nobody says let's go to the strip club anymore because you can't compete. What kind of fun you gonna have? There's a guy throwing $50,000 there, and he made that day. You know what I mean?
That's silly, bro. Just giving it away.
Oh, I mean, what are you gonna do with it? You can't deposit it to the bank. 50,000. You can't buy a car. You can't hide it into a business. You gotta go spend on stupid shit. Designer.
Yeah.
Maybe sell it. Clean your money that way. How are you gonna clean it?
I would rather buy all the bottles in the club instead of just giving it away. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, it's kind of stupid though, too. They use that money to get attention.
I know, but I just always.
But whatever, it just goes to show the attention seeking that comes with the virality of it. Whether you're a scammer, these nuts guy, all this shit, you get chewed out by the game, and it's not just as quick. You know what I mean?
These nuts guy.
I mean,
speaking about virality. Speaking about virality, I was listening to. I wasn't listening. I think I was on TikTok, and I was on Twitter, and this guy, somebody liked the tweet that I followed, and the tweet was some ex-producer DJ that used to DJ with like Afterlife with those guys. Now he helps DJ producers on social media go from like 3,000 followers to like 30,000 followers. So he's like a social media, I don't know, guru, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And I was looking through
all those.
I forgot what they call them. People that do social media. I forget what they call them.
It's a social media marketing agency.
Manager.
SMMA.
Yeah.
You've been seeing that all around now.
So that's what he does now for DJs. And he made a post, and then I saw that John Summitt is his name, right?
Yeah.
So he replied, he goes, yeah, all these DJs think they're going to be like Marco Carolla without releasing music, and they post once a week. And then the social media guy said, yeah, I know a guy that does social media well, like John Summitt. So then I thought, let me check out John Summitt's social media because I don't follow him at all. I just know La Danza was produced by a guy named John Summitt. I don't know. I never bothered to look him up. So I looked him up on TikTok first because that's what I was on. And I was like, oh, he does good social, you know, because he's out places and DJ and hotels and all this. So he got a lot of content to film. So funny guy, you know, he's young. He's 28. There was one video that he comes on. He goes, hey, we want some pussy. And he's twisted a lot. He's fucked up. He talks about shrooms and shit on a boat. I took him too early. So, you know, he's that guy right now. And then I check out his Instagram, and yeah, he does great content. But he responds to a lot of he gets like 500 comments. He probably responds to like 150 of them. He definitely has help. You know, there's a big machine behind him as well because La Danza blew him up. But it's great. His Instagram is fun. His content is fun. And he has a big following, and people actually like communicating with him. So that's cool. But a lot of these DJs are doing that now, like the new DJs, Moshak, Dom Dollar, there's another, Dombresky. Like they all have that kind of like really fun silly, having fun life content. Or Fisher, one of the biggest ones too. He does it too. Because we're always thinking about our content, and we're like, "Fuck." Now, if we were doing all that shit, it'd be easy because usually, oh, Mike, boom, 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 film it. But when you don't have that life, then you can't really put out all that content.
I can't put out my life, but I definitely live the Johnson life.
Right?
Now,
yeah, you can.
There's two things, right? There's a correlation between the two. All those guys, they start off with a great production. Like John Summitt is a great producer and makes songs that the average music goer will like, and people like he's so viral because of his music. And with that, if they look him up on social media, he has an entire personality, right? Bigger than my personality. And he's very open about like getting like twisted all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole like persona, like a joke. Like,
I like it.
I got a gig here. Will I black out? And he's like chugging 42 the whole time, or
black
out and wake up in Times Square. So he's funny about it. And he's just like just a crazy kid that's kind of like out there, but really all starts out with production. So what he said is right. He basically gave the formula to everybody in that tweet. He's like, you really think you're gonna make it somewhere without producing, just DJing gigs and saying, "Oh yeah, look at my back and my T-shirt," and then reaction. Not about production, where people look you up. People look you up from a gig, but how much reach do you have there? 100, 200 people. People are gonna reach out to you because you got production that just blows up. Like with John Summitt, I mean, he has so many because he kind of like tiptoes like on what's it called? He tiptoes kind of from tech house to kind of those like more viral sound, I guess, house. If you want to like call it really house, the one like a lot of vocals, a nice beat, using some type of piano
melodies,
melodies and piano in it, stuff like that. I mean, the Brevsky, all those guys have a correlation production and a social media following. Some of those guys are more like reserved than he is, right? But all of that goes out, right? You got to keep pumping that content all the time of what they can create, right? You have a party, take a picture of your studio, recording yourself, living your regular life, getting equally as fucked up as you were when you were DJing, right? Like, so he has that whole like kind of bigger than life persona, that kind of not caring. And I think people that are bigger than life, especially when it comes to like getting like fucked up or saying whatever you feel, people admire that, and they follow you even more. And they'll say,
because you're regular.
Guy, I need this motivation. I want to be just like him. Look at him. He doesn't give a fuck about nothing. I'm fucking working my whole life. You know what I mean? He's following his dream. He's doing he's producing. He's DJing. All this shit, So people, like, there's always like a little sector that you kind of reach. You ever reach into, right? The music goer, the production lover, people that love to get fucked up, the kind of people that admire kind of that not giving a fuck attitude. He's just like a pinnacle. I went on a little bit of like a tangent on it because he's a pinnacle of it, right? The whole combo, if you will. Those guys, Dombresky, Domdal, they have a bit more of like a reserved persona. When it's like online, but they also
who John Summitt?
Defected, they're part of L-Roll parties, all this random different, different shit. You get that one break and you got the production, that's it. You're in. But you gotta learn how to keep it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to keep producing hits.
But yeah.
You know who he reminds me of? Sorry, he reminds me of Bibby in early days. Because he was wild like that too. Michael Bibby.
I don't know. I never really
Did I lose you?
Like that early on.
Oh yeah, I used to follow him, and he was wild like that too. He was wild like that. But I don't know. I think I don't know if they spoke to him like, oh, you can't, because he used to talk about drugs, openly. But now maybe because he started getting more serious, like he got his big Solid Grooves party, so he's like, I gotta like be a little bit more serious. I can't be wild like that. I don't know, but Ricardo Villalobos stayed wild. You think what?
I'd say that like those guys, is if you have like some sort of investment into your like brand, where you got to start watching out what you say, what you do, and be more private about it. There's also two things, right? There's a brand, and then there's yourself, right? So many DJs got bitten or burned later on in their life, being too expressive about it, and having people that have some sort of investment in them or in their label or label they're a part of. Like, for example, Jack Master, like, well, that guy really like went down the drain. But those guys somehow always managed to come back. Like 10 Walls. And that's the guy who made those like
crazy, like,
comments.
Yeah, gay comments. Is he back 10 Walls? I haven't really heard anything about him.
Like, kind of slowly here and there, he's kind of like trickling back into the game, you know? He made like a public apology, but he wrote like some crazy next level shit, you know?
Yeah, no.
Guys like that or Jack Masters, you could get always, you know, get bitten in the future by it. You got to see where it goes. If it goes with your persona, like, I think it's getting looser now. They're kind of buttoned up, saying, you got to represent our brand, this and that. That's kind of slowly kind of going away. Like,
but I think before it was loose, then because like the scene got so big, now it's like it's more of a serious business now than, oh, I'm just showing up, I'm gonna get wrecked and DJ this party. Now these are like festivals, you gotta like be on point. Unless you get a Villa Lobos where you know that's what you're gonna get, it's okay. But I think it's got more serious now. But John Summitt, I don't know, he does it in a way where I don't know, because when I used to DJ parties, I used to drink a lot, and I used to black out. But then everybody would tell me like, "Yo, how do you do it? How do you drink so much and still stay on point?" Because when you're in the zone, you stay on point. So maybe that's how John Summitt is doing it, I guess. But on a big scale, bro, festivals.
I don't think all the time you get like twisted and doing it, right? Plus, you have a busy schedule. You can't black out your first gig and you have 5 more to go.
Yeah,
to,
right? I think a lot of it is an act too.
That too, you know. But it just like depends what type of party. Like at Space, you probably act that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're kind of doing the back to back to back, you're gonna do it a different way. It also is the way you look. I think that's real important. It's the way you look. He looks like an innocent kid, like, you know. And he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go get fucked up." He doesn't have that kind of like. It's a bit of a more like darker or like evil look. He doesn't come like an evil or more like any malice. He seems like, you know, a powerful person. Like some dudes, like I don't know if you're like mad tall, you have more facial hair, you're a little bit older. It's a little bit like intimidating, right? Like you see Ricardo Lobos, you're like, yo, like what the fuck's wrong with that guy? It was crazy. You know, if you see like some young kid going crazy, you know, you think nothing of it. You think it's a kid full of energy and it's going nuts. Like you see him, he's like falling asleep on the decks, you know, and train wrecking. Like I still love him. I think he's like top 5 better. About Lobos, you understand his music. He's a very, very, very like in tune with like keys on tracks and like chords and everything. He's really like a DJ's DJ, but you have to really understand that sound. People will always, you know, make a nasty look if there's like a train wrecking or something, but that's like not really what it's about. Like I saw him play, I think like a 12, 13 hour set in Croatia, closing it out. It was one of the craziest parties ever that I've been to, because I had the balcony, I had a table, I had overlooking the entire party. And so Sonia Munier opened up, and she fucking ripped it. Like, she's the protege to like Ricardo Lobos, minus the, you know, the vices. She is like a flawless, amazing DJ. So, I think, you know, it depends like how you look as well, how much you get away with kind of that type of persona, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what, you do anything Saturday after this event you're going to, or just you're doing that event and then going to bed, waking up Sunday?
What do you mean? Which one? This past Saturday or the upcoming one?
No, this Saturday coming up.
Oh, after the wedding? Oh no, the party. Oh yeah, no, I'm probably not. I think it's a whole weekend ordeal, kind of being you know, stuck in West Palm Beach, but you know, it doesn't matter. Like, I got a visa coming up in 2 weeks, so honestly, if I just chill in that hotel complex, I'll be cool with that.
Yeah. Just take it as like a relaxation, right?
Yeah, like what, pushing it, go to Miami, taking like the Uber, like, and then going there, then coming back an hour. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'll be back there in December. What's the point of like pushing the envelope? Plus, my flight's at 11. Even though the hotel is, well, no, it's at 11. It's at 11. Even though it's
11
at
in the morning.
Decent, yeah. So I hate checking out of a hotel and then like you have nowhere to go because your flight's like 8 hours later. It's the worst. Even you leave your hotel, like your bag there, you kind of just walking like aimlessly. Like you go eat something, and you're like, I can't really go out. Maybe I'll meet up with a friend, have like a long lunch, and then you're like, fuck, what now? Let me just go to the airport and sit there for 5 hours. Stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I used to do that. I used to max out my time in Miami when it was cold in New York, and I'd stay there. Like the last flight, the 11 p.m. flight, and I just stopped doing that. I hated it. I went to a friend's house, and you like hung out there. They got their own life going on. Like, it's not like a vacation for you.
Yeah.
You're like, I hate being the guy with my luggage. Like, oh, let me get my luggage. Let me use the bathroom. Let me fucking go on your balcony. Let me like watch some TV. I hate that shit. Either get the late checkout, then the late checkout. It's like only 1 p.m. It's stupid. Just get the fuck out of there. Get in and out. You know what I mean? And I'm a master of getting in and out.
I think 3 o'clock is good because you wake up around 10 or 11, get to the airport at 1 o'clock. I think that's decent.
Yeah.
You get time to do it, to wake up slow and shit.
I got so much shit to do though, like that before visa that I want to be in and out. I got people saying they're gonna stay till Monday, Tuesday. I just don't see the point. I'm gonna be in paradise in a few weeks, or a week and a half. So,
how many people are going to Ibiza?
Oh, to Ibiza? Depends really. For now, it's just me and El Shoes, but it could be 5 or 7 people. I got a whole suite right next to the hippie market. Kind of like a 5 or 3 minute walk from High Ibiza, Ushuaia, and like probably like a 20-minute walk to DC-10. But honestly, like, sometimes the cabs are such a pain in the ass. It's better to have a spot like that when you're there.
Close, yeah. To walk,
there before, and like getting a cab, you had to go to a roundabout, like pray that I would be there. And I stayed at the Hard Rock, which is super fire. Bills for closing, so it's cold already. So it was for the low. And then you kind of like there, it's not so bad, but you're still a little bit like tucked away from like the strip, where there's like a liquor store, grocery store. Like what's really known there are the Ibiza Jet apartments. That's where like all the people from the UK go there and like just destroy the whole hotel. Like now it calmed down, like it's a bit more tame, but like they used to like, it's all twin beds in there. So they would go in there and destroy the fucking furniture, the twin beds. And they would throw a pool party to jumping off the fucking balconies. Like, it was out of control. So, like, as you walk on the beach, kind of could experience that. But, like, I think it was the perfect location. Plus, like, everything's a cab right away. You go up to San Jordi, or you could go to, like, San Antonio, or you go to the main, like, town. You go to all the beaches. It's all, like, close enough. I have done that all there. And every villa that I've been to in Ibiza, the plumbing sucks, and there's always like some sort of flood or some major issue in there. I get it; it's an island, so I'm not gonna be like bougie about it. It's just, I'd rather have like some maintenance staff there, somebody to clean my shit after, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? I don't need to deal with some like Airbnb host. Like I've dealt with so many of them.
I prefer hotels.
Some sort of rapport, hotel. If I fuck it up, I leave. Somebody's gonna come and fix it. There, like the owner is like all sad. Like I feel bad even doing anything, Then they're like, "Oh, this is my home." I'm like, "Bro, like this is an Airbnb like rental. It's not your home."
Yeah, but to them, it's still like, "Oh, I own this." Yeah, I'm not into it.
No, you're not supposed to fuck shit up, bro. I'm older now. You're not supposed to do anything like that. But like some shit fucks up. It takes like 4 days to fix it. They kind of blow you over. Like some of them are like bug outs. Like the one I stayed out there. This guy had some crazy ass statues all over. He had some crazy ass statue of like a cat, and this cat would keep moving around the house. We didn't know. We thought it was like haunted. This fucking cat. Like our boy eventually told us that like he was messing with us, but half the time he said that he wasn't. He moved it like maybe half the time. The other half, and nobody knows what happened to it. Like, the cat would just be like kind of like moved over like this, facing a different way. And shit. Like it was just like this too much. You know what I mean? The upstairs flooded like crazy. But we did have a pool, but you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. You need to have like a villa where you have a car rented or you're staying there for a long time. You have a residency there, you're a DJ, you have like something that's kind of like set up properly, right? You have some good mode of transport. Not to say that it's bad there because there's a ton of taxis, but if you're like in like northwest Ibiza, you're fucked, I had a car there, but I'm not driving to Amnesia. I'm not getting no DWI there.
Yeah. So just you and El Shoes going so far.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, but I mean, I've been there with a friend before. I've been there with a big group. Anytime I go there, I end up seeing someone that I know. So
I think it's better when it's just like one. 3 people is good. I think two people, you kind of wish there was a third, but I always feel like if there's more people, then there's more like somebody wants to do this or somebody wants to do that, or they're not ready, or they're like, it just gets annoying. That's why I think I always like less people. Like when we went to BPM, that shit was perfect. We didn't have to wait for so many people. If I lost you, we knew that back at the hotel, that's where we meet. So it's kind of good like that. 2-3 people.
Need
I think
like-mindedness, like
yeah.
we're gonna agree on this, like we're here for this and this, like basically like we're here to party, type of shit. I'm gonna go there and chill for a little bit before I start anything, but like you need a like-mindedness. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what we're gonna do when we go on the trip. Like, well, shoes, you can do it in a way like you like the same shit, so you're gonna go enjoy it. If you go with somebody that's complete opposite than you, you're gonna have like other ideas. Like, I want to go swim with dolphins, for example, like some stupid shit. Like, I didn't come to visit swim with dolphins. You know what I mean? I didn't swim with dolphins here. I don't even know if there's any like marine life to swim with there. They come with these ideas and they stick to it.
Yeah.
I'm all about an experience. I'm probably gonna hit Circle Loco. Definitely gonna hit High for Martinez Brothers and Local Dice. Wednesday we'll do a boat party.Maybe if I want, I'll go to Paradise. Gonna check out Solid Grooves. Then Friday Music On, and I'm gonna chill for 3 days.
No trick label party.
That's Music On Day, Friday.
Oh, okay. That's not really your sound anyway.
The Dennis Sulta, like, nah, bro.
Well, it's not him. It's like it's Patrick Topping's party, but yeah, it's different. It's different.
I respect Patrick Topping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot for what he did and how far he's come. But like Dennis Sulta, not really. Like, I never was. His. And then the last party was just him in there. I didn't know he had like a residency every week. I thought it was like here and there.
Who, Patrick? No, that's his party every week. Yeah.
Yeah, but Trick Label could be like they have a here and there party, like Teeny and the Gang. They used to have a here and there party.
Yeah.
Guy Gerber used to have. I forgot what it was called.
Rumors.
Oh yeah, Rumors. Right. Yeah. So you had that party. I don't know if it's even going on this year. Solo
I don't
Moon
think so. No.
One, right? So it's like it's a whole bunch of different parties there. You could go to. Music On is really the priority for me. Like even though Posh is the same as Amnesia, that's the day of my birthday. So I'm gonna try to make it pretty poppin' or accumulate some crazy motherfuckers along the way. That's the
4th, right? September 4th.
Second.
Why did I think that's the 4th? I thought it's a Friday, the 2nd.
Yeah, that's what Music On is.
Yeah. Oh shit! I thought.
I wish I went there when they did Destino too, but then honestly, like August were the hot dates, in July.
Yeah, and who's playing that night with Corolla?
Pete Tong.
Pete Tong?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Pete Tong, Marco, and then I forgot who's opening that. It's oh wait, is it? I think it's Hot Since '82. Oh no! Oh okay.
No, he just
Marco Corolla, Andrea Oliva, which is fire, and Pete Tong.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be cool to hear Pete Tong. I wonder if he plays like himself, or does he try to stay a little bit?
I think I've seen him opening before for someone. I'm pretty sure I saw him in Knockdown Center.
Yeah, but but not at. I'm saying for Music On. You know how when all DJs that come play Music On, they kind of try to stick closer to that Music On type of sound.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Pete Tong will do that, or if Pete Tong is just going to be Pete Tong.
Well, using like George Vaughan as the example, I don't see him adjusting his sound. And he's opening for the week after.
Yeah, he's not adjusting his sound. I don't think you should adjust his sound. I think you should play the way you play.
Exactly. That's why you were invited,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely a big like fan. Damn, That sucks. The 16th of September is Mahoney. I've been meaning to see Mahoney like forever. He's a Romanian guy. He's a DJ.
Mm.
He plays kind of like that minimal sound. He's a
Yeah,
fire.
I've seen his name.
Yeah, and then they have Iliario Alicante. That's fire.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
really
he's
like
dope.
DJs. He's kind of more like
I
a
like.
laid
I love, bro. That's the style I love. Like high party. Like I like that
man. He
style.
doesn't
I mean,
really, like he plays like very generic music. You know what I mean?
yeah, he does. But it's still pretty exciting. But he's perfect for the general person that doesn't know anything that's going on in Ibiza. They're just coming to party. All right, go listen to Eladio Alicante. Because he's just going to play music you can dance to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he played like some songs that you kind of forget about, and you're like, wow, like I can't believe he
Yeah.
played that. Like,
He's
so
a
I was,
DJ. He's like a club DJ. That's how I see him.
yeah, he doesn't like come with a specific sound, or like he is a great producer historically,
Mhm.
right? But like you don't really like you're not like anticipating like saying like I want to hear how he's gonna play there. Like you're gonna go there, and you're gonna have a good time, which is something that you kind of want to have. Oh, that's dope. For closing, they have Martinez brothers, Marco and Wade, the men of the hour.
Wow. Yeah. I guess you got to put
No,
him.
the week
He's a.
before closing, they have that. Closing,
Oh,
I
okay.
like. I'm a being. Oh, that's pretty fire. Richie Ahmed, Local Dice, Marco Corolla.
Wow. That's a
And
dope.
then they always have like the after party, which is dope. I mean, I'm not gonna say in Europe. I gotta come back, so I'm not gonna like do it. Like Ibiza sucks in October. When I was there, I was like, damn, it's fucking cold. Like it's like you could hit the beach during the day, but it's kind of like winding down. Like I feel like
At
I'm
night
growing
it gets.
a bit.
Yeah, at night it gets real cold. I remember when I went to Portugal for BPM. Hot during the day, and at night it just fucking drops to like 50. Like you need a fucking sweater, and I didn't bring any sweaters that time. I was like, damn, it's fucking brick. And it was September.
That was in May though, right?
No, September.
Oh, September. You said my bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
Faro.
yeah, it was
Portugal's
towards like in the 20s. What do you call the 20s? Like September 20 something. It was, but I mean, it's not freezing like it's brick in New York. It's like it's a chill. It's chilly. It's not bad. Yeah, still go. Where? What is it called? No, Tamarindo. TAMA, not TAR. Yeah, Tamarindo. Yeah, no, it's Tamarindo because I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh shit, Tamarindo. That's I think that's a fruit or something, or you could drink that. Like Puerto Ricans drink a juice or a thing called Tamarindo. Yeah, I think it's Tamarindo, right? Let me see. Anyway, yeah, that I was looking forward to going to that, man. Yeah, Tamarindo, Costa Rica. I could actually, if it's, I know if they do it this year, I might be able to swing it because we're doing two little trips, but if it doesn't coincide with that time, I might be able to just go to that too. So we'll see. Oh, lost Mike. I'm gonna have to cut this out at 34 minutes.
All right, guys, and we're back.
All right. We lost you for a minute. I got it so I can cut that part out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but shit happens.
The shit was hot. The pod was hot, bro. We were going in back to back. We were on fire.
What you mean? Let's continue.
No, I know. Anyway, where was I? I might be able to make Tamarindo. I might be able to swing it if we're. I'll make sure we're not away in those dates, so I could. So we can go to that because bro, we haven't gone since what was it? 2016. I'm dying to fucking go back.
No, we didn't go since 17.
That was 17. Okay.
First time I went was 16.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So yep, that's right. Yeah. So 17 was when we went. I'm dying to go back. So.
Yeah, I mean, I never got the refund. They lied to me. So they might as well copy to that fucking shit. You know what I mean? Maybe we could do a little showcase too, which would be kind of like the end goal there.
Yo, that would be huge. But I think we need to. I know they do like the free BPM parties, and those DJs that have done it, they were just like local DJs in their areas. They didn't have any. They probably had some friends that came, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna hit him up, tell him what we're doing, see what he says.
Yeah, for sure. Even like some like BS, like some bar or something.
Yeah, I don't care, bro. I don't even if we could fucking rock up and do some shit ourselves, but fucking
that too. It's so like boho there, and like kind of like there's no like what's the word, pretentiousness in the scene there.
Yeah.
Those guys, like a lot of people like trooped out, still went there and traveled from all over South America to go visit. Tamarindo.
Tama. It's TAMA.
Oh, Tamarindo.
Tamarindo, yeah.
All right, bro. You know what I know about Costa Rica? Jaco Beach. That's it.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we were talking about that. I was talking about the drink. Yeah, man. Well, we'll see because they haven't said anything. So they're pushing it like, I don't know, real last minute. Oh, they can't say anything because how are they going to sell tickets when people want their money back first, right?
Oh, yeah. I think Costa Rica's donezo.
Dub?
They're not going to do it again. I think they're going to push the Brazil one because they kind of slowly threw it up in there.
Yeah.
And they think it still went down, that Brazil one, regardless of the situation. And they had the showcase in Miami.
Yeah, they had the, yeah.
Since, but collaborating, I mean, either they write like a formal apology or something. There's also like, it's already becoming the fall, right? You got ADE coming up.
Yeah.
And then you got those parties, the road to BPM as well.
Yeah,
so
because,
like, you got to start doing that shit to promo this shit.
Yeah, because every year they used to start selling tickets in June, and then lineups started coming out, but they haven't said anything yet. So I don't know, but they come through last minute a lot of the time. So we'll see. But the Brazil, bro, Brazil's kind of, for me, it's just kind of wild, right? Brazil, BPM in Brazil, like
a good place to do. I would say do it in Argentina, but Argentina is extremely regulated with many different shit.
Oh yeah, that shit's mad far.
Go to Argentina. Argentina is a super fire place to throw a party at.
Yeah,
like
but
the parties they have at Punta del Este, or they have like the ones in Buenos Aires, like on the beach. Those shits are crazy.
Yeah, but you know what they look for? They look for untouched, remote kind of locations that nobody's done yet.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess Faro is a good example. Playa del Carmen is a good example.
Yeah.
Tamarindo is a good example.
Yeah, that's super.
Brazil. I mean, Brazil's not that like. Not everything is the favela, bro. You feel me? Like, of course, there's like a lot of crime.
Oh, not for that. No, I'm just saying. I've never been to Brazil. It's just like, wow, Brazil. That's just, you just hear about it,
They should do it in like February during like Carnival, bro. But like have it in a more remote city. Mm-hmm. That'd be a dope idea. Like they should do it in Florianopolis. It's like a little island off of Brazil.
Yeah, but everybody knows that area already. They know that place.
But you throw BPM, not the average person. The average person doesn't know about Florianopolis.
That's true.
In my opinion, I don't think so. Like the Brazilians know about Florianopolis, but if you ask somebody, random in New York City, I wouldn't say Miami, but in New York or Connecticut, you said, do you know what Florianopolis is? They'll think it's like a restaurant. You feel me?
Yeah.
They say, oh, it's an island, in Brazil where they go fucking wild,
Yeah. I was thinking about what other locations that would be possible. What would be a really dope location? I remember when I said that they should do it in Puerto Rico, and then I hit them up, and they were actually doing it in Puerto Rico. But what happened? Oh no, I forgot what happened. It wasn't pandemic. It was something else. That would have been fucking dope though, man. Because
PR, yeah, it's good for Miami travelers, international travelers. It's accessible place. There's a lot of like clubs on the beach there. There's like a little scene brewing there.
Yeah, the people there.
And like Mexico, we both know they can't do it there again. You know what I mean? That's like off the grid for them.
I don't even want to support fucking Mexico with everything going on over there. Fuck that.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter though. There still has like that kind of like Pablo Carmen was that as the best place ever, bro.
The best.
It was the perfect storm ever. Like, it was the most perfect storm. Blue Parrot, Cool Beach, Martinia Beach.
Just walking around.
Martinia, whatever.
Santanera
was crazy. It just had that kind of like that cultivating ground for that, Tulum too, but Tulum's like right now it's all like Zamna owns that, and like it's all like sleepy time music. They own that shit. That's theirs. Like, it's untouchable. Like that's theirs. People have that association there. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like kind of still one of those untouched regions, or like, in my opinion, by cartels. There's so much money to be made there that they kind of leave that spot alone like they used to for Playa del Carmen. Like Quintana Roo was a safe state always in Mexico for so long until the incident, when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
But Costa Rica was a great idea from their part. Panama's dope too, but it doesn't have that type of like cultivating scene. They could do it in Colombia, like somewhere more remote too.
Yeah, that would be dope.
They could do it. Venezuela's that's impossible to travel there, right? Because of travel restrictions.
Yeah,
I'd sure as hell go there though. You know how beautiful it is in some of those areas.
I'll go anywhere. Anywhere BPM goes, bro, I'm there.
And you see, they got the strong following.
They built that fucking brand and that trust, that recognition.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of resonate with what you like, but I think they really always do throw a proper like festival to the T.
Yeah,
it really is like it's so smart. 10 days, every DJ they could ever imagine. You get a wristband, you walk in, you can walk out whenever you want. The drinks are decently priced.
Yeah. That's just heaven. That's like heaven, right? For those days.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I went the first time. I was like, "Damn, this is crazy!" And I stayed in the shittiest hotel room ever. I can't lie; it was legit like the craziest like hotel room I ever stayed in. It was the cleanest hotel room I ever stayed in. It was so clean.
Yeah, they're clean.
I couldn't believe it. But it was legit. Like, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
The first year I went, it was me, Mike, MT that you met, and this other guy, Javi, and Kaplan was supposed to come, but he got an ear infection. Doctor was like, if you fly, you could blow your ears out. So it was last minute too, like 2 days before, so he couldn't go. Bro, all three of us stayed in one. I don't know what we were thinking. I think we booked the hotel, and mind you, we booked it for 4 of us, so we thought at least 2 beds. We got there was 1 bed, bro.
Oh my god!
So and then I think we said like, oh, somebody will sleep on the couch, bro. The couch was this chair. It was not a couch; it was a little chair. So we all slept on 1 bed, bro. All 3 of us. Like, you don't sleep much there anyway, but still like this. I was in the middle.
Yeah,
like this.
Sounds like decompress. You need your own bed, bro. You know what I mean? At those type of parties.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, when I booked it, it was just me and El Shoes, and we had one was a queen size bed, one was a twin. And like, I don't know, our boys are crazy. So somebody was bound to come through. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab the twin in case somebody pulls up. Mm-hmm. So like, I hate sharing like a bed.
Yeah.
If it's not a shorty, you feel me?
Yeah.
Then, I'm just gonna say it. It's true. Yeah. And I had like a little tiny, like maybe 15-inch screen TV, and we didn't know how to turn it the fuck off. Like, it was like those old school ones, like the fatback joints.
Yeah.
And we'll have these telenovelas on 24/7. We come back, we're going through it. And fucking you hear just like, like some telenovela shit going on. You can't even go to sleep. We left the door open one day because we didn't like lock it properly. Yeah,
that's crazy.
But
man.
honestly, it was still it was cheap. I forgot even how much it was. Like my friends got like some like villa resort spa type of shit not far from us. But like those areas, you're in and out. You're not gonna stay in the room all day.
Yeah, I know. It's nice.
Like,
It is nice.
Kind of makes sense.
It is nice when like BPM it doesn't make so much sense because you're not in the room really much. But it is nice when you come back to a nice fucking room, after like a long day or partying the whole night. But if you're doing a festival like BPM where it's almost a party 24/7, then it doesn't really make sense,
Yeah. One honorable mention, Cinco Pate.
Was crazy. That was fucking fire. Bro.
The definition of OBRI, that's how you gotta do it.
On the beach.
No rules.
Like you look
on the beach.
back, you see the ocean. Like literally the party was on the sand too, because it was a venue, but it was still sand. It was just like, they just blocked it off, that big area that they made into like a club. But it was sand and it was fucking perfect. Good fucking sound. Great DJs. Any DJ will pop up to and just fucking play.
Damn, yeah, it was like Max Chapman, Solardo, Dubfire, Carlo Leo back to back.
Before they were big, man. Solardo.
I mean, they were big. Dubfire was huge at the time. He still is.
So I'm talking about Solardo and Max Chapman before they were like who they are today.
Yeah, I feel like that's true. I mean, that's kind of like when Solardo got out of jail. Max Chapman is kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah,
and that's very true. Right after that time, they blew up that summer.
Yeah,
like Solardo had their own residency at Hyatt Ibiza, if I'm not mistaken, or they do even.
They do. They do. Do they have it this year? I don't know. What do they have in Ibiza? I haven't really heard much of them this year.
I still think they're like huge in the UK.
They are huge. No, they're fucking huge. Yeah, maybe they're chilling a little bit this year. They made mad money, bro. They made mad money.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been making money for a long time.
Yeah,
off the scene, in the scene. So they're probably good in all aspects, in that regard. But yeah, man, some of those checks, you know what I mean? Like some of those like gig checks are huge. You know what I mean? They're huge. Chill.
Somebody's
salary. You get paid cash sometimes. You get paid to your LLC. You get paid a check.
No, I'm saying one of those one fucking
the salary
4-hour set is somebody's salary. Yeah, I know somebody's salary though. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Those artists make bank. I think even here you could really, if you really are grinding in New York and you had a couple good producers.
Oh yeah.
There's a new thing kind of with the hip hop circuit and the Latin circuit,
roasting
250 DJs, right? 250 DJs are DJs who charge $250 for 1 to 2 hour slot, and they get roasted a lot by the more like heavy hitters, if you want to call them that. But they're just trying to grind and get like 4 gigs in the night and make a nice $1,000 cash clean, But and promoters are bound to use those guys because they're cheap. They throw a good party. They have some of it following, and their price is cheap,
Yeah. Why would anybody roast them? Right? If they could get more, they would get more.
In fact, the middle tier guys would be like, you're kind of stealing some of my gigs that I'm charging more, and like you're getting the following. But that's kind of that's just the hate that comes in the city.
It's capitalism, bro. It's capitalism.
Anyway, though, if you're biting into somebody's business, they're gonna hate you.
Yeah, that's capitalism, man. Back in the day, I remember DJs getting mad like, "Oh, you got DJs DJing for free or DJing for little money." Well, if they could charge more, they would charge more, but they can't because there's so many. Is that there's such a big supply of DJs, and there's little demand for DJs. So yeah, they're gonna be free DJs, $100 DJs, $150 DJs. So what? It is what it is.
It's a saturated market, especially in the city. I mean, but the thing is, how do I put it? They don't really stand behind each other, but they will put on a New York DJ quicker than they'll put on somebody that's outside of the state or outside of the city. That's one thing that I could really think is a dope piece of like what this is about. They'll put on their own first, even if you're kind of like biting into what they're doing, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of like what's dope about this city, but that's kind of the only thing that I think is dope.
Yeah.
But that's a different circuit. I think house music is a bit more open, and you have more of a potential to get put on. But people lose sight of what it is. Like you got to choose what your path is. Are you going to be a DJ, a producer, both? How do you want to build more notoriety? Right? Do you want to do it through your productions, through your gigs? Through your gigs, you have to have a personality, right? Like we just talked about John Summitt. You got to have some sort of kind of presence. So I don't know. It depends what you want. I think a lot of DJs here in New York don't really produce as much as they should. A lot of DJs that did produce and were like really big, they left. You know what I mean? They went to Miami to the pastures.
Yeah, like off the top of my head, New York DJs that produced and made it out. Jim Pierre and Leighton Giordani. They both, one went to Drum Code, blew up. Jim Pierre, Martinez Brothers,
through productions though, like Leighton Giordani.
That's what I'm saying.
But he made so many classics in the city before he blew up to that way.
Yeah,
and he just uses a laptop and headphones. He doesn't have any like MIDI keyboard or the analog sound people use these days. He legit takes a picture of headphones and his like souped up laptop. Yeah, him building the songs. He just he's a whiz. He's a whiz.
Yeah, he said it, and he said people used to ask him, like even other producers, they're like, "No, you're lying. You didn't just use a laptop." And he's like, "Yeah, just a laptop. You can, you got to be really, you have to be really nice, but yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want on Ableton Live, so it's possible." Just gotta have skills.
I want somebody that is blowing up out of New York that stays here and has kind of that notoriety is Alan Nieves. Like he makes bangers. Yeah. He lives in New York. Does he really gig too much in New York? If a big party comes, yeah. But he's outside of New York. He gets dope South American gigs, dope USA gigs, European gigs. You kind of get a tour, but they don't really call it a tour for them, right? Just give them gigs. If you get something in Europe, then you they set you up to be all over Europe.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone soon. Like a couple more hit songs, and he's gone. He's not gonna be here for that much longer. Just like Escucha. He's he moved to Miami, but he was after getting signed tracks on Paradise. He started, under Jamie Jones. He started getting more recognition, but he produced bangers, bro. He produced bangers, and Jamie Jones was rocking all his bangers, bro, all his fucking hits. But I feel now he does a lot more of the United States circuit, and with Green Velvet. So
they get real parties.
Yeah, actually, I want to say something about the United States or the American circuit, which is actually blowing up. There's a lot of pocket cities that are doing big things, but I think it's going to get even bigger. But Revival is having their first showcase coming soon, and their whole thing is bridging the gap between London and America or New York City. So they're probably going to have all the DJs that they sign on their showcase. So that probably is going to be a good showcase.
I definitely want to go check that out, actually.
Yeah, me too. I'll definitely go to that. That's definitely going to be good because the music that they've been signing and putting out, Classmatic. Who else? Did Bibby throw something on Revival? John Summitt. A couple of others. Latmoon, yep.
They're getting all the UK dudes, to drop on a label based out of the US.
Yep. I wonder it's funny because they want to bridge the gap between New York, NYC, and London, but they're only, I think from what I see, they're only signing all the London acts. And of course they want to get signed to a New York label because America and New York pay the big bucks. But they love DJing over here because this is where they make mad money. They don't make as much money over there. But what about all the talent that's over here? Why aren't they trying to blow them up?
Is that really their mantra, bridging the gap, or you just
guessing? No. It is. I read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then kind of weird that maybe we're missing something. Maybe they are producing. There are some producers on there, right? Nobody really tracking. We're not really up to par in terms of what they're releasing recently. Yeah, it's a lot of UK dudes, but I'm sure there's somebody from New York
if they, I mean, I haven't seen it on their Instagram, and they use their Instagram to, put out every song that they sign. I just think it's funny because they say, like I said, bridging the gap, but it sounds more like we're going to take this opportunity to we're reviving New York scene, but all it is signing the hottest younger DJ producers from London and then bringing them over here and making big parties here as they build those names over here. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say jump in the bandwagon, but it's a good thing they're doing, and I fuck with it. But nobody ever takes New York talent and says, let me blow these motherfuckers up in New York, in America, and in Europe, because it's hard. So
yeah, but maybe I'm not in tune, but like, who's really cultivating that type of music here? Who's producing?
I know
I'm sure
that too. Yeah,
you don't really see that. Like, guys are out there, but also the scene is so strong in the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so dead here. Like, why not bring what's keeping it, alive and together, and kind of apply that same formula here and bring that kind of togetherness, right?
No, hell yeah, I agree. I agree with that and what they're doing.
The sentiment is not being spread here, right? It's just
Yes.
bringing that. Yeah, so I feel you.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean, we got to drop the OBRI track on them.
Oh,
So
I'm not gonna say I think or I feel. We are gonna be the fucking brand that comes out of New York City. That's like the biggest thing that ever comes out of New York City. That's like a brand so big that's like a Music On or Paradise, something that comes out of London or not the UK. That's what we're gonna be for New York City, because we're also gonna curate the DJs that we bring onto our squad, and it's just gonna be the fireest DJ producers, and we're very selective. We haven't even seen anybody yet that we think like this motherfucker's OBRI. I haven't yet, besides me and you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that makes a connection through production too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's coming, bro. I'm not even worried about that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a work in progress, but that's one thing. But the other thing is, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's really thrown that venue event in the wintertime that will set the tone for the summer, the next 2023 for OBRI.
Mm-hmm.
If how well it goes, and it's not really, like we said, it's not really about the money, like, or anything like that. What we're trying to do here, right? It's about reviving, kind of. I guess I don't want to kind of steal the idea, but it's reviving kind of the scene, but also it's bringing something out of here, right? There's no there is togetherness, right? Like, but it's so clicky, right? There's the after-hours dudes. There's the dudes that are, in bed with, the big dogs that own the venues that are making the big bucks that will open up for them. There's no, besides Revival NYC, which is really it's a record label. It's not an event curator, which is kind of what we are developing to be, which we have, so many streams. Nobody's bigger than just events, right? This blew up bigger than that.
Brand.
It doesn't go to say, we might not start like a record label. We'll see how that goes as well.
Definitely.
Hard, but you need kind of that step in, or be a sub label, to something, kind of like Clan Head's Boogeyman.
Nah. We're OBRI.
Somebody's gonna be below.
Nah, we're fucking OBRI, bro. The label's coming soon. We're gonna put out some shit. Label's coming, and then we'll sign the motherfucking DJs and producers that we want to put on that are OBRI and want to be down with us. Those are the ones we're going to sign. And then we'll throw showcases in New York City. Yo, and one day we'll do something with Revival too, because I'm actually happy they're doing that, because I've always thought, fuck, why don't we have that fucking sound in the UK over here? Like, why can't we have that here? So I think it's amazing that they're bringing those guys over here, because maybe it'll help the DJs in New York. Like, oh shit, there's a different sound out there. Let me expand instead of playing the same old boom, 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 boom.
You know what's different here too, though? The interest, right? UK is a melting pot, right? It is in a certain sense, but it still has that still the UK, right? United States is a mix of so many different people that the interests don't really align all the time to be the same, right?
Yeah,
if I really think about it, right? Using Afterlife as an example, I don't really see those guys getting a ton of gigs in the UK, right? Because that
Who?
the sound,
Afterlife?
yeah, like those guys.
Oh yeah.
But here, that's at the party of the year. Everyone asks if I'm going. I'll never go to that. I'll fall asleep there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it really depends. Like, what does the people cultivate or support here, right? Kind of like that sound, you kind of indoctrinated with it. People learn it as they get older or go out more when they're 18 or 21. Some of these, you hear on the radio there. You have a friend of a friend who's trying to be a DJ or produces. There's some of those parties in the field of young DJs throwing like a party anywhere really, right? Like those garage parties as they call them, kind of like a belter, if you will, like in some random spot, a couple speakers, drinks, or whatever they're into, and then they're just partying. Like here, it happens, but it's kind of like there's no like monogamy in terms of interest in the music, right? It's very like sporadic. Like this subset of people likes sleepy music. These people like tech house. These people like this, right? Like hard style or dubstep, and that goes anywhere for sure. That goes anywhere around the world. But there's no like togetherness on a certain genre that kind of prevails over the other ones. Unless it's a trend, right? I think also the lifestyle and the way people perceive themselves here is very different. It's like, what's the latest and greatest? Where is it the coolest? Like, it's very different mentalities here as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to cultivate that kind of and have that kind of support and following. Of course you can, though, because there is a subset of people that love it,
A trend, listen, trends...
It doesn't kind of go where it's like...
yeah, but but people... Yeah, you're right. But there's always a trendsetter, and there's followers, and then there's trendsetters, and people follow a new trend or like what they like, what they're like. Oh shit, I like this. So there's always a chance to, move people around or get new people into like a different scene or a different sound. And especially nowadays with social media, that's where you build brand. There's I think there's more ways to do it nowadays than back in the days. Back in the days, it was super hard because there wasn't much social media, and it was like, what's your click into? What promoter do you know? What guests? Whose guests do you know that I can get on? But now, you can follow anybody you want. There's people in Connecticut that can follow, for example, OBRI and say like, shit, I like what they're doing. Let's go to their party, and we'll just go down there for the weekend. Or people in New Jersey, they'll come over. And even in New York City, I think as well, too. And then you always have the younger people that are coming up that, they move around on somebody that hasn't had caught onto a sound yet, and they catch us first and like, oh, I like that. I want to stick with this. So there's always opportunity. That's how I see it.
Yeah, even looking at historically, a good point you brought up is kind of trends, right? So there's the EDM people, and then eventually that trend died. Like it died. It just died big time, right?
They went to Sleepy.
No, so they went to drum code, right? It became like a mechanics of drum code. There's a brand identity with it, right? That's like really really interesting, right? The drum code symbol, it's cool as hell. Adam Bayer's a chill dude, has a weekly podcast with his music, him chatting over it as well. Like he throws these events. It's a bit more neutral, the sound, right? Like each DJ Bart Skills, in my opinion, is the best one out of all of them. Like Adam Bayer too, I really like. I still respect him and love his sound a lot, but I'm not like I'm not gonna go out of my way to go hear him. So I don't sound anymore. But I think then from drum code, that whole little army, kind of as they matured as people as well, went to more mature crowded parties, and they ended up at like Sleepy Time, sound or shit like that. Anything that kind of comes with I don't know, not like a cult following, but it has like an identity with it, right? Like drum code has the logo.
It's a community.
You wear all black. You there's a whole little army. You bring a flag. You have like this kind of like branding and this whole little army and like cult following with it. Like you go to Sleepy Time parties, right? And we're just using that, our nickname for it. So let's just say more of the melodic tech house or deep house, if you will. Then you wear a poncho or
a hat.
It's true, you wear those baggy clothes and like a crystal on a chain, There's like your alter persona outside of your day-to-day life. So, you're outside of like those EDM guys. They put on candy. They put on, colorful T-shirts. They, wear pacifier, wear flashing, fucking sunglasses and all that shit, And that kind of like cult following, some type of identity that comes with the brand is really what the selling point is to make it go like viral or a trend. So I think that's kind of like how it works, like, specifically here in the United States. And having some drum, that era kind of passed a little bit, right? It's kind of quiet for that. Deep house, melodic house, just using like the afterlife and anything around that, the
All Day I Dream.
Poncho, crystals, hat, that's kind of like where you're going there for. And you kind of have
umbrellas
that you break away from your day to day.
You keep freezing. Okay, now you're unfrozen. But yeah, it's like kind of cult following, but it's a community. They feel they're a part of something. That's what they want to. That's why they all get together, wear kind of similar things, and you went through the whole thing like EDM, drum code, sleepy, and now the new wave is like the commercial tech house sound, and everybody's into that now. So, but yeah, they branded themselves as labels because they were record labels, but those are just their brands, what they are, But they were labels first, and then they throw showcases or events. But that's why I say, OBRI's a brand, and we throw events. We have a podcast. Hopefully, one day it is a label. We're gonna be putting out original music that we produce. So we're all that, and then I think we're figuring out and trying to find our. Like what's our drum code, flag, army, the black shirts, like what's our thing? And I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think for me personally, myself, especially, I think about how I DJ when I DJ, and I love grande, I love playing grande, but I also like the bangers, right? The bangers, kind of like how Loco Dice plays, He plays that banger tech house shit, right? I just and then I'll throw in like a vocal of a song that I just fucking like, and I think I'm just a party DJ, I'm just like playing dope shit that people want to dance to. Because I've been thinking about it a lot, like, oh, what kind of DJ am I? And I don't want to be like one DJ. I feel like you play one thing, you kind of you get bored. I get bored myself, right? So I feel like other people will get bored. And I'm like, how can I be myself? And the last time we played together, when we did the studio thing, I was like, I'm just going to play shit that I like, right? Let me just see what happens. And that's how I like playing, man. So I think like I'm that party DJ type of guy. Like you come to my party that I'm playing, you're going to fucking dance all fucking night. You're going to be sweaty. It might be tech house. It might be a house song. It might be an old school song. It's definitely grande in there. Like everything mixed up. But I try to put it together to sound good. So for me, I would love for OBRI to be like that. When you think of OBRI, you're like, oh shit, it's gonna be crazy tonight. We're partying. So yeah. So then for you, I would love to hear what you've been thinking about. If you've been thinking about like yourself as a DJ, or what like the OBRI brand is gonna evolve into. If you had any thoughts about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I definitely am not like the one that would expect to have like a cult following in terms of like the black T-shirts, the candy, the poncho, and that. I want to actually make it for like regular people. You come as you are, whatever the hell you want to wear. You want to wear the poncho, you wear the poncho. You want to be EMK, you rock whatever you want. You know what I mean? But there's a vibe. You come for the music, not really for the identity of it, right? Some people, those people kind of go, half of it's for the identity, and 75% of it's for the identity, the music. If you do enough, extracurricular, substances, if you want to call it that, then, you're going to eventually, groove out to it eventually. I want nobody to need some sort of kind of external influence to enjoy the music. You don't have to come with a certain identity. You bring whatever you want. however you are, however you want to dress. You don't want to go and be dressed like a regular cat, and then everyone's wearing a poncho. You don't want to have that outside
Yeah.
feeling, because like that, they could buy you in the ass that cult following, and it kind of if it goes up, it burns down.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency goes with kind of not having that sort of kind of craziness, but you come as you are, and I think that's really the general theme that comes in terms of the scene, if you will. I really hate using it. I gotta find a new word.
I know. I hate that too.
The scene as it comes. Like if you go to Time Warp, yes, people wear black, but you won't really see some cats in ponchos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go to any party in the UK, people just dress regular. They're to have a great time. You go to Ibiza, music on brings the black tees. I think that trend died, but it's still, you come as you are and who you are. Now it's kind of like, designer, dress fresh, look fresh to death, kind of come looking like proper because it's a sexy party.
Yeah.
I think for us, depends how you want to approach it. But for me, I want no type of like expectation or anything that come with it. You come for the music, you come for the experience, you come for the lack of pretentiousness that some of these parties bring.
Yep.
The red tape, the rules, stand behind the line, single file. They treat you like like shit, and that's exactly what I want to get. All the things that I hate about the scene, I want to be the complete opposite here, right? Like the whole kind of like any type of attachment to who I could, what this party's about. So for me, it's just really throwing a hell of a party with a crazy vibe, not too much production, some good lighting, good sound, always be on point with great sound, and going with the mantra of OBRI, right, in peculiar places. So that's what kind of intrigues people, like the experience, not the what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
what I'm gonna
yeah.
do that time. I mean, like I think it's a mix of everything, of all those things we just described, right? Of what it is, right? Like those parties, those afterlife and whatever, I'm gonna use that as a generality. They have dope ass venues as well, right? But it comes with some sort of cult following, like the way you dress up, etc. So we're coming with that, the venue, right? Then the music, right? That's the third element. Obviously, that's the most important element.
Yeah.
But then now, where they differ is the pretentiousness of the crowd, of the venue, of the party promoter. That's where kind of some people have a fault at it. Some people, are good at it. And it's pretty much what I envision, right? I've said that from day one.
Yep.
Like a perfect example, not that we're modeling them at all. We respect them. It's sort of an inspiration. It's definitely the Desert Heart Cats, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Downright, kind of boho vibe, put up the party wherever, no rules. You want to come in the booth, dap up the DJ, you do it. If you act too crazy, just don't do that. Fuck shit up.
Yep.
But it's kind of just however it comes, it goes, I think that's kind of like, we're not modeling after them, but it's definitely a point of inspiration there.
Yeah, definitely, man. And you can't control like how people are gonna act, but you can kind of build a culture per se of the type of people. You can kind of build a culture that lets people know, like, hey, if you're coming here, be one of these type of people, right? Like, I want people to be able to come to our parties and be able to talk to each other and get to know each other, not just be like with their cliques and corners and like, oh, I'm cool, I'm staying over here. Like the way it was back in the day when I used to go out, you like at Sound Factory, bro, you could post up and talk to anybody at Sound Factory. And it was cool. And you'd meet people that way. I feel like nowadays, you're like a weirdo if you do that. Because, everyone comes in groups. And you can't just like post up to somebody like, oh, maybe. But I feel like back in the day, it was 100% okay. Now it's like this dude's weird or something, So I want it to feel like a community, like everybody already knows each other, they're dapping each other, what's up, shit like that. So I think we are, we're part of the scene, quote unquote, but we also have kind of that, we like hip hop, we also have like elements of that scene in us because we've also been in that scene. And there are good elements in that, the hip hop scene, So I think we bring some of that swag into our scene. Because like Desert Hearts, they're all about house music, obviously, like us. But they bring a different swag to their parties, which is like boho type of swag, right? But I think if we bring like a hip hop type of swag, I can't even explain it. I don't know. I just think it gives us a
I know
little.
what you mean. It brings us. It's a mix. It's just like it's a mix of New York, but some seasoned, veterans that are throwing into it. Right? I've been around the world. Both of us have experienced different parties, different the way that people approach some of these things. Like, I don't know how to call it, but like, let's just say using the Embros, how they have like the BX kind of theme, right? Signs, graffiti, like the basketball hoop, kind of like a fresh Prince. I don't want to really say it like that, but like the South Bronx,
I know what you mean.
80s, and then kind of, kind of have that. But we have like a little hint of that. Then we have, a little Latin hint, right? Just the way that, I play more so, right? So you always bring kind of crowd favorites. So you just don't know what to expect. So you have a hint of all of these little things. And it's going to represent itself, as the party develops over time with venues. And you kind of come with ideas. Like, I think kind of what Pasha did a great idea with is kind of making these themes. They still always had a theme, right? And they would always decorate and do something that would go with the theme. Like for us, the theme will be consistent because the experience will be a hint of each of these things. You know what I mean? They'll bring it. The chords, something we got to work on, things like that. You can't just like kind of set up shop and say, all right, come through. You got to kind of give a bit of an experience as well. That's kind of the mantra. That's the mantra that we have here. Having all those influences plus an experience, plus good music, having hip hop, Latin vibe, having a regular tech house vibe, kind of UK. It's a combo of all the things that are kind of loved now, but plus that comes from our personality, music that we play, experiences in life, where we DJed with people, or parties we've been with, who we interact with, etc. And I think now where there's a cusp now, it's kind of Latin house music blowing up. Like, just for example, Guaracha, coming from Colombia, is a form of their own genre in the house music scene. With a Latin hit. They make some bangers, but it's Guaracha genre. And now with Bad Bunny, everybody's remixing him. And there's always been kind of like just a tapping of kind of breaking through like a breaking point for it to really blow up. And pretty much that's kind of how I see it kind of going in terms of some of the stuff that, OBRI's going to be bringing. I think the most important thing we got to do is really throw a party at a venue and feel it out. Everything's going to be a lesson. Everything's going to be kind of an experience. You live and you learn as you throw these parties. Kind of seeing where it's going to go. Yo,